the coming few days. So, um, welcome to the event today. For those of you who are from outside of the university, I see a majority of us obviously are the students at the university. For the ones who are from outside of the university and the ones who are watching us and joining us from different parts of the world, here's a little bit about the university. We are the University of Bolton, located in Bolton, which is a town located very close to Manchester. We have a very large international community of students here along us. We have about 60 nationalities of students along with us. So any national, international students who are looking and thinking about Bolton are welcome to join us here. The university invests quite heavily in its students, in the infrastructure. As you can see, we have some of the best facilities that students could ask for, some of the best professors and some of the brightest minds in the country, in Europe, and probably in the rest of the world who are teaching us and spending their time mentoring us. The university has had a bunch of awards, but the latest award that we have had is that we have been rated first in the Northwest for student satisfaction. So before we get into everything that IEEE is, I'm the guy on the stage who is taking your time. So of course, I feel that it is my duty to tell you a little bit about myself, and then let's get started about IEEE and the rest of the event. So my name is Amir Abbas. I am a student at the university studying MSc in software engineering. So I am, of course, a web developer. I work with a lot of web technologies. And being a web developer, in very simple terms, other than doing web development stuff, is being employed or not employed. So as you can see, I am clean shaven. So if anybody is wondering if I'm working or not, I'm a web developer with a clean shave. So of course, I'm not employed, right? I work with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and all the technologies that work on the browser. My primary forte is JavaScript. I work with the JavaScript tech stack. I'm 32 and I'm married. So bad luck for all the ladies in the hall. Right? Anybody had any ideas, please? And to everybody who's married, you must be aware that if you had to sum up marriage in a single picture, it would be this. Yes. Right? So my job is mostly keeping my wife happy and making sure she gets her stuff done. I'm not the priority, right? So everybody who's married can obviously acknowledge that. The ones who are not married, that's just a heads up. Okay. I have a daughter. Now the time for right? So this is everything about me, my personal life. I'm a married man, family man, love software, and I've been very fortunate to have been granted admission into this university. So thank you to the members of the university for that. You can connect with me by sending an email at amir@ieee.org, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn. The QR code basically goes to my LinkedIn profile. So if anybody wants to get in touch with me regarding IEEE, how to join this and find out more information about this, this is the way to go, right? So that's a little bit about who I am. But of course, I'm not from the UK. I'm an international student, so I bring my own history, my own stories, and my own experiences that I bring in here. So I come from India. I'm an Indian. So all Desi boys and girls, time for you to say woo, right? So we have one guy, one really excited Indian, right? For those of you who have not met a bunch of Indians, here's a little bit of a heads up about us, right? We have a lot of hand motions and a lot of expressions, so as to speak. And we have different people from different parts of the country. We're not going to get into the details, but we have a lot of dancing and a lot of enjoyment and a lot of melodrama, right? But one thing that is common to all of us, no matter where we come from, is a lot of head nodding, right? Which is, you generally have yes, you have no, and you have the Indian okay, right? So the okay basically means that it's better than yes. It's basically that I agree with you, fine with it. Anything that you say goes. So that is what an okay is. Okay. So just in case anybody is confused, yes, no, I'm happy. Okay. So I come from a town called Bangalore, which is called the IT capital, the software, the Silicon Valley of India, and the city of lakes, and a bunch of stuff. But obviously, it doesn't really matter to all of you. What is important and interesting fact about Bangalore is that you know, Sir Winston Churchill. There's a club in my city called the Bangalore Club, and he owes us money. Okay, so if there is one thing that you take away from this is that IEEE is a good place to go, and Mr. Churchill owes us some money. Okay, so what are we doing over here? This, of course, is the inaugural event of the IEEE student branch. And what do I do for the IEEE? Well, officially, my title is the web manager, right? So the website of the University of Bolton student branch, that is edu.ieee.org/uk-Bolton. Well, I'm the guy who built the site, and it would not have been possible without the rest of the team. So if you ask what exactly does the web manager do, or what does the chairperson do, or the treasurer do, or what are all of these posts and what are the things that you people do, we basically get together and we do stuff. This event would not have been possible without the team, without the support of everybody else. As you can see, majority of the team is not here. They're out working, they're out getting things done. And I think the team does deserve a big round of applause. It wouldn't have been without possible. IEEE as an international organization of engineers and some of the brightest minds in the world. And right now we are going to have a video by Mr. Antonio Luque, who is the 2021 IEEE Region 8 Director, who sent us a recorded video. Here it is.
Hello, my name is Antonio Luque, and I'm serving IEEE members in Europe, Africa, and Middle East as Region 8 Director. I would like to welcome the University of Bolton student branch to the wonderful family of student branches all across Region 8. I would have loved to be there with you in person today, but I had a previous commitment to attend a Region 8 conference here in Tunisia. In any case, I want to extend my congratulations on the formation of the new student branch. An IEEE student branch provides opportunities to meet and learn from fellow IEEE student members and engage with professional IEEE members locally. Participating in an IEEE student branch can be one of the most positive elements of your academic career, offering programs, activities, and professional networking opportunities that build critical skills outside of the classroom. I personally thank you for helping in progressing IEEE's mission, which is to advance technology for humanity. Remember that when you finish your studies and get your degrees, IEEE will continue to be your professional home and will support you throughout all your professional life. Congratulations again, and enjoy the rest of your day. Welcome to IEEE.
Thank you very much for the speech. Now we have another recorded message by Mr. Lee Paddington, who is the Student Activities Chair for IEEE UK and the Ireland section.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Lee. I am the IEEE UK and Ireland Student Activities Chairperson, and I would like to welcome all of you at the University of Bolton to the family of IEEE student branches in our section. Today, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the IEEE and also a little bit about our section and the opportunities that you can get involved in as a student branch. So the IEEE, as you probably know, is a worldwide community of over 400,000 technology and engineering professionals. The IEEE aims to be your professional home, and there is a host of activities, conferences, papers, societies, and all sorts of other communities that you can get involved in. It's a fantastic community to be a part of. So for those who at the moment are not a member, I would thoroughly encourage you to go and have a look online and see what the IEEE can offer you, because it's a great experience to be a part of. Here in the UK and Ireland section, we're a community of about 10,000 members, which includes students, graduate students and young professionals, full professional members, senior members and life members. The UK and Ireland section has 35 technical societies and councils and 5 special interest groups. And this does seem to be growing every few months. So it's a big community to be a part of. And I'm sure that you will find something in the section which would interest you. As you can see here on screen, we've got a few photographs from some of our recent in-person events, which we certainly hope we will be able to do more of. And of course, as section members, you are of course welcome to attend any of these and contribute to the section if you are interested in doing so. We also, as I say, we have 35 of the 39 possible technical societies. This includes subject areas from computer society to photonics, to power and energy, signal processing, antennas and propagation, and a whole host of others. We're certain that you would be able to find a society that fits your interests as a technology professional. So please do take a look online and see if there are any societies which are interesting to you. As a student member, society membership is usually very affordable, and it's a great way to further your career, network amongst industry professionals, and also have a great time amongst like-minded people. So I thoroughly recommend that as well. A society that I'm a member of, the IEEE Photonics Society. As you can see here, we've got a couple of pictures from our last large conference event, which took place about 2 years ago. We aim to be doing this every year. And of course, as members of the Photonics Society, you would be welcome to attend this event. And every other society has their own events program as well. So please do look out for that. So in the UK and Ireland section, we have 45 student branches across the section. Here you can see there's a couple of graphics which illustrate some of the universities which we have. We also have a map which you can actually look up online, which shows you all of the student branches. Bolton will of course now be added to this one. And of course that means that anybody that's interested at the university can see that you have a newly formed student branch, which we're hoping that many people will be interested in joining. So IEEE student branches get involved in a lot of different events. As you can see here is a selection of those that took place in the previous year. These vary enormously from hydrogen engineering to electrical grid design, blockchain, various things, 5G, space engineering, and a whole host of others, which I can't fit on the slide here, but if you have a look on our social media, you will be able to keep up to date with everything that's going on across the section. And of course, at the moment, with most events being virtual or hybrid, anybody from any university is often welcome to attend any of the other events at other universities. So please do bear that in mind, that all are welcome to share in the knowledge and contribute to the societies. So, so do look out for that. Here are a couple of images from some of our events that we had at my student branch, which was at the University of Southampton. As you can see, they vary quite a lot, but they obviously attracted quite large crowds at the time. We've also got a few award sessions there where our university won some quite prestigious awards over time as well. So, so that's something that perhaps your student branch can also work towards, and hopefully we'll see many events taking place at Bolton in the future. We're also a member of IEEE Region 8, and as you can see here, we've got another similar map, but this time we've got over 650 student branches, which are spread all across Europe, Middle East and Africa. We also have quite a community in IEEE Region 8. We usually have a regular student and young professional congress, which is actually taking place this year in Tunisia. And as a student branch, your members are of course also welcome to attend this event as well. More information on that will be provided on our social media and through email in the next couple of weeks. So please do look out for that. Here are again some graphics from some of the previous student and young professional congresses. As you can see, it's a very fun event. It's a mixture of workshop sessions, social activities, international dinner nights, and a whole host of other ways of getting to know other students all across the region. So it really is a very interesting thing to be a part of. And I would thoroughly recommend those that are interested in attending and having a look at that. So there are also many student contests for you to get involved in. There's a big one called IEEE Extreme, which takes place usually at the start of the academic year, which is a 24-hour programming competition. There's also mobile application development contests, a new hardware design contest called Arduino, and there are also student paper contests and social media and photo contests to do with IEEE Day, amongst a whole host of others. So there are many, many opportunities to win some great prizes, to contribute to the societies in the IEEE, and also to get a really good way of perhaps winning over somebody who might be interviewing you for a job, for example. It always looks very good in that. There are also many awards for student branches to get involved in. So every year we give away awards for exemplary student branches, exemplary student activities, and also student activities in your student branch and for individual members. So please do look out for those. These will also be advertised, and the deadline for this year's round is actually in about 3 days' time. But I would thoroughly recommend that next year, as an active student branch, you take a look at this and see if you would be eligible to get some rewards for all of your hard work. As you can see here, there's some examples of some of our members being given their awards. And obviously some of these can be very prestigious, and these are also usually given away at one of our big student and young professional congress events, which you would also be invited to. There are many other opportunities to get involved in. For example, there's the Special Interest Group for Humanitarian Technologies and IEEE Smart Village, which are ways to give back to disadvantaged communities. So if you're interested in this type of thing, please do give that a look. It's all available online. And as you can see here, joining the IEEE, for those of you who are not members, is actually very, very affordable as a student member. We currently have 50% off the membership fee, which brings it down to less than around £10. It varies a little bit because of the exchange rate, but it's a great way to join a community and actually contribute for a very affordable price. So please do take a look at that. So all of our events, all of our activities, and all of our reminders for awards and contests are all advertised online. So please go and take a look on our social media page or on our website. All of the details are on there, and that should give you everything you need to know. So that's all from me. But I'd just like to say thank you for your interest in IEEE and for joining our community. And I very, very much hope that we will be able to meet soon in person. So thank you very much for your time, and hopefully see you soon.
As you could see, Lee mentioned that there are a ton of activities that the IEEE does, and he also mentioned names of a bunch of beautiful places that you can visit as a member of IEEE. So coming to actually talking about the places, how I became a member of IEEE was Dr. Celestine walked into class and said, "Who wants to go to Turkey? There's an all expense paid trip. Who wants to go to Turkey?" And I raised my hand. So that's how I became a member of IEEE. I'm still waiting for my tickets, Dr. Celestine. Right? So after this, we are going to have Kelechi, who is the chairperson of our student branch, share a few words.
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor, the consults, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and all the guests that we have today. Good afternoon to you, students. Are you happy? This is not a burial ground. Take a look at your neighbor. If you don't like your neighbor's face, just walk away. I'm sure a lot of people love their neighbor's face. Today, when you came into the hall, how many of you looked at the seat and asked the seat whether it can carry you? How many? You did ask the seat whether it can carry you. What was the response?
I don't know, you sit down.
Okay. Well, you are all welcome to this wonderful event. The idea of this event is not to just only recognize the existence of IEEE Bolton, but also to create awareness and sensitize us that indeed the world is full of possibilities when ideas come together. As the chair of what most people call the president of IEEE, the University of Bolton, I've come to the understanding, literally, that just like the chair you're sitting on, which some of you just sat on without having to question whether it can carry your weight, this is because you believe it will, regardless of your size. Why? Because the engineers who built it understood the term factor of safety, which practically gives allowance for anyone to sit on the chair irrespective of their size and weight. Our job in IEEE Bolton is to create that safe space, that environment, that platform whereby any individual can come in and express their ideas. To achieve this goal through IEEE platform, together we will have to recruit students to our university through creative networking and events where potential students can gain insight as to what our university stands for, what we believe in, and the things we are passionate about. Also, one of the things we are going to be doing with our platform is retention. And by this, we mean that the students we successfully recruit should find reasons why they should stick with us in the university without having to consider leaving or dropping out. Just to give an instance, last week when I was walking into the class, I saw one of my friends who just got admission into the university. And then she said, "Oh, I'm so bored. Oh, in class, I feel like sleeping. Oh, this one," lots and lots of complaints. But with a few tips. I just saw her today and she said, "My face is no more gloomy. Thanks for the tips." This is part of the things that we do in IEEE, to give you tips regardless of where you're coming from, to be able to stay and to be able to give other potential students the same tips that you had when you came in. IEEE platform creates limitless job opportunities in every sector of technology. The creativity involved is like having a teacher and a pupil located inside an individual. Of course, you know what that means. One of my lecturers will always say, "As much as I teach you, I also learn from you." That is the best form of creativity you can have, when you have an individual and a teacher when you have a learner and a teacher located inside one individual. Our events, conferences, symposiums, webinars all create a platform for networking and collaborations with captains of industries and underdogs who are passionate to be heard. I want to close by saying that you making a decision to come and join us in this event, you're not making a mistake. Get involved, be visible. Just know that this place, this platform, is a platform where there is no limit to your ideas, to your interest, to your passion, and all that you want to achieve in life. And with that, I want to quickly mention the names of some of the executives that has helped to put this event in place and also will help to keep propelling what IEEE and the University of Bolton stands for. In collaboration with the Bolton community, of course, you can see that Madam Mayor and the Consult is here with us, and of course, the UK at large. Some of them are, of course, our wonderful web manager, Hamai, the Vice Chair, Faizan, can you stand up? Our Secretary, Asma, I don't know if seated here. Okay. Our FinSec, Isa. Our Assistant FinSec, Sania. Our Treasurer, Matthew, our organizing secretary, Yusuf, and then organizing secretary 2, Mohammed. Women in Engineering chair, Hafsa, she's right here. Our membership development, a person, Zain. Our first PRO, Solomon Fode, and our second PRO, Fuma. Thank you for coming around. There's something we used to say whenever we go for an event. It's called RSVP. Do you know what it means? Rice and stew very plenty. So don't be in a hurry to leave, because we really have rice and stew very plenty for you. Thank you.
Thank you for those kind words, Casey. I guess every student body deserves to have a president like Casey, but not everybody is that lucky, right? After this, we have our treasurer, Mr. Cyril Matthew, joining us here. Yeah.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council, all distinguished personnel, my fellow students of Bolton. I've been tasked with speaking about why you should join IEEE and the benefits and the kind of people we're looking for. Now, IEEE has over 400,000 members worldwide, with 100,000 being student members. It's the world's largest technical professional organization. It sponsors over 1,900 conferences worldwide. It has over 5 million documents within the IEEE library, with 15 million downloads monthly. So for referencing, for research, you have your own personal library once upon joining. It publishes more than a third of the world's technical literature with regards to engineering, so it helps you with regards to publishing. So what's in it for you for joining? You can become part of a family of enthusiastic individuals, such as them, in hosting collaborative events inside and outside the university. Some will be international. You can gain access to free conferences by experts, doctorate holders, researchers, scientists, and the like, on a wide array of technical topics, such as the world's largest digital library. You can put your skills, whatever they are, to work within our student branch and learn interpersonal skills which would benefit towards your future career goals. You can connect with IEEE members worldwide, enabling you to forge relationships which will lead to job opportunities and lasting friendships. So what kind of people are we looking for? We're looking for enthusiastic students from University of Bolton, studying at any level, masters, BSc. Your career specialization is irrelevant. It doesn't matter what course you come from. It's not just for engineers. Anyone who's interested can join, as we accept students across all disciplines, whether it be arts, media, logistics, and of course, engineering. So we need, if you're an actor, if you're a photographer, if you're an artist, we need you. We have various roles on offer, including that of leadership, accounting, social media management, website management, and much more. Ultimately, anyone willing to learn, engage, collaborate, and put whatever skills they have to use is welcome. If anyone has any questions, please raise your hand.
How do we get the slides for this?
Yes, it will be made available. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you. Have a good
Thank you very much, Cyril. Now we are going to have Mr. Tim Leonard, who is the academic liaison and the collections senior team leader with the IEEE Library Operations here. Tim.
Hello everyone, my name's Tim Leonard. I'm Academic Liaison Collections Team Leader over at the University of Bolton Library. Thank you very much to Celestine and the student branch for inviting me to speak today. So the library provides access to IEEE Explore, which Cyril stole my stats about it being the world's largest technical library. But this is a resource that the library provides access to for all University of Bolton students and staff. We've had it for a good number of years now. Obviously, if you become IEEE members, and there are lots of other great benefits to that, you'll be able to keep access to the IEEE Explore library once you leave the university and go on into the workplace. But yeah, it provides access to 5 million documents. It's the world's leading technical library resource. It's very much our flagship resource for engineering here at the university, but really any technical subject. So business, supply chain management, computing, all those sorts of topics. It fuels more patents than any other publisher. So it's researched as having an applied direct impact on new inventions, new products, provides access to over 1 million articles from some of the top cited journals, leading publications in their field, has a massive amount of conference papers and proceedings going back years as well. So a huge range of knowledge that you can take advantage of in your studies, and also to develop your skills as you go on into the workplace as well. As I say, we've had it for a number of years at Bolton, and it's a very well used resource, but that usage is only just continuing to grow. So a few years ago, 2018-19, we had 6,700 full text downloads in a year. That's someone, choosing to download an article. That's just growing all the time. So in the last few years, we've seen that grow massively. In the last full academic year, we had 11,000 full text downloads just here at Bolton. So that's Bolton students like yourselves and members of staff using that resource. We're really keen to work with the student branch to see how we can build that, grow that, get more people using that resource, because it's a fantastic source of research and knowledge for you to use in your studies. We're already on track to beat last year, this year. We're up to 6,000 full text downloads by the end of December. So looking good to break that one this year. The library, as well as providing access to IEEE Explore, which you can access via the library website, we have our main search tool. It's called Discover at Bolton. And when you search on there, you'll find articles from IEEE Explore coming through, particularly if you're searching for technical topics. You can go into IEEE Explore on its own if you want as well. And there are extra tools that you can use if you just go into the platform, which may be useful to you. We also work with IEEE to provide learning opportunities for students. So we actually ran an introductory webinar just a couple of weeks ago. We've got one coming up in a few weeks' time as well, how to get published with IEEE, for anyone looking to actually move from being a student into being a published author with the organisation. And that's something we're going to continue to offer. And we're really keen to work with the student branch on those sorts of learning opportunities in the future. What do you want to see? How can the library help you make the most out of these learning resources? So that's it for me, really. Short and sweet. If anyone would like to talk to me about IEEE Explore or any aspect of online library resources, myself and my colleague Steve, who's our librarian for engineering, will be around afterwards if anyone wants to talk about library things. Always happy to talk about that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tim. As a master's student, I've spent a ton of time on the university's portal, especially trying to get the order in which we put the references right. So I've spent many sleepless nights trying to get that right. Now I would like to invite the mayor of Bolton to please give her inaugural speech. Can everybody please stand up?
Not the Queen. Although I'm walking a bit like at the moment. Right, I wasn't quite sure what I was coming to today, and I didn't realise it was all students. So perhaps I better give you a bit of street cred for myself here. We are great believers in Bolton town and gown. I think that's right, George, isn't it? The link between the council, the town, and the university. And our bit of street cred is my husband and I were both students here, and George has kindly made me an honorary doctorate for all the work that I've done in the community. But my husband, 52 years ago, was the president of the Students' Union here and got you your first bar. I think that's hearing the first speaker. thought I was coming to a bit of a therapy session, so I sort of thought about get that under my belt. But seriously, we are delighted to be here today at the student branch inauguration to give it its proper title, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers here at the University of Bolton. I think this is about a big sell, is that right? Right, okay. IEEE, just to reiterate what somebody has already said, but I think it's worth saying again, is the world's largest technical professional organisation with more than 400,000 members in 150 countries, dedicated to the advancing the theory and application of electrical and electronics engineering and computer science. Through its members, IEEE is a leading authority on areas ranging from aerospace, computers and telecommunications, to biomedicine, electric power and consumer electrics. Wow. And this is pretty impressive that you're being asked to join an organisation so impressive here in Bolton today. And I would say what an accolade for our university to forge this relationship. This is the future of engineering and technology in the world. The promoting of the development of standards, which is also acts as a catalyst for new technology in this industry. And it's so important that the university is having a role to play and the opportunity in fostering technological development too. There, of course, will be huge benefits to you as students and to the university through student retention and recruitment, job opportunities, collaboration with Bolton Digital Advanced Centre, and keeping students internationally and locally relevant. And of course, there will be many more things I think have already been told to you today. But what a coup for the university to have this association and this collaboration. And we as a town are really proud of this achievement and hope that it forges well. We're mindful though of the last 2 years of the pandemic and the many lockdowns that we experienced here in Bolton. And therefore how important this industry's innovations were to keeping us all in touch. I've jokingly referred to myself as the virtual digital mayor, although in this esteemed company, I really don't ask me a lot about virtual digital things. I could turn the computer on and sit in front of my laptop and talk to 59 other councillors across Bolton. That's my claim to fame. And it's better being called the COVID mayor, isn't it, really? But the levels of mental health and well-being has been so tested by enforced isolation for so many. Think about it, how much worse if we'd not had the technology to keep individuals, organisations and the country functioning. And in the here and now, as we grapple with war on the continent of Europe, our enlightening recent visit to the HMS Queen Elizabeth aircraft carrier, which was docked at Liverpool, where we met many young officers. Pleasing for me, many of them were women officers whose electronic engineering skills will be tested on the front line in order to keep all of us safe here in this country. So two personal contrasting situations, which I think certainly demonstrate the importance of this technology and this industry to us right across the world. So I do wish this collaboration every success. I hope as many of you take up the offer as possible, and I just hope that you go from strength to strength. Thank you.
Thank you for those kind words, Madam Mayor. Next, we have Professor George E. Holmes, the President, the Vice Chancellor, and the member of the governing body at the University of Bolton, to join us.
Well, good afternoon, Madam Mayor, as consort, guests, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm the head of this university and have the privilege of being the head of this university for the last 17 years. And each time the university moves forward, it's really important to us to mark that moving forward. And this inauguration of the society is a really important step in, yet again, the development of this great institution. And I just wanted to say something about the institution. It goes back to 1825 here in Bolton as a mechanics institute for training men and women of the then major cotton industries that were here. We've always had a strong link with the industries that we provide graduates to. And the whole concept of the Institute was formed by the founding fathers in those days, sadly not mothers and fathers, because in those days it was a rather sexist world we lived in, where it was men who ran the thing, and it's obviously, thank goodness, not the case anymore. But in those days, the founding fathers were about setting up an institute that would train people for professions, for vocations, and for professional occupations like yourselves. So it's very important that we connect right back to our history, that, I'm sure those people, if they were looking down 197 years later, would say, isn't this impressive that this institution, now a university, then a mechanics institute, but now a university, is offering this type of professional development for individuals in their careers. And I want to say just a few small things about your career, which I would suggest is particularly relevant. Two things: you made an excellent decision to do a degree, if you have chosen to do a degree, either here or anywhere else. In fact, you made an excellent decision to do a degree, particularly in this particular field. But you've made an excellent decision because graduates on the whole earn significantly more during their lifetimes than non-graduates. It was estimated around £250,000 more for a graduate than a non-graduate. In science and technology, it's significantly higher, and therefore you've made a good investment decision. And when you talk about your own fees, and it's, education is exceptionally expensive. You're all paying £9,250 a year or more for your education. But I'm reminded by a colleague of mine who is an engineer, who says if you think education is expensive, then try being ignorant. That's even more expensive, because through your whole life, you spend your life not knowing what you could have known, what you could have learned, what you could have earned. And in that sense, you've made a good decision to do a degree or an engineering qualification. You made a great decision if you are joining a student branch of a professional institute like this, because of course, throughout your life, these organizations provide continuous professional development and updating that keep you connected with a network of like-minded professionals, both in the UK and across the world, that give you an opportunity to keep your skills at the very cutting edge, at the very front edge of your profession. So it's a really good thing to join this type of organization as a student member and then move through as a professional corporate member as you move through your career and keep connected to the organization, because it will give you lifelong development and lifelong learning opportunities, which of course is what university education ultimately is about. You started your journey here with a degree program or a higher national program, but you will move through your life continuously professionally updating to keep yourselves at the front of technology. And if you listen to what the Mayor had to say about the Queen Elizabeth II, the great aircraft carrier, and the constant updating and professional updating that those staff require, being a member of an institute like this, working in those professions, will be really important to you. So I wanted to say a big thank you for taking time to come to the inauguration. I want to say a massive thank you to the Mayor and Consort of the town for coming to these events. It is very, very important that we continue to cement a relationship between the town and the gown, the university. There are great universities in this world who you will all have heard of, Cambridge and Oxford, and you can't really put a gap between the town and the gown there, in the sense that Cambridge is the university and the university is Cambridge. And the same thing applies, I think, here in Bolton. More and more, the town and the university continue to get closer, and it's a great privilege to us that the first citizen of the town, the Mayor, former leader of the council, actually, former most powerful person in Bolton, who's now the Mayor, the civic head of the town, takes her time to join us at these events, which really is my great thanks to Councillor Thomas for that, because she's a great advocate for both this town and this university. So could you join me in thanking Councillor Thomas? You're the most important thing, of course, to say, is to thank my colleagues, the staff of the university, who without the staff of the university, we couldn't have any education. And in that sense, they deliver the great experience. And of course, I remind you, the accolades are so high, it's almost unforgettable, really. Top five in the United Kingdom for student satisfaction with teaching. Again, 4 years running, we keep coming out there in terms of the National Student Survey. This is not a Mickey Mouse survey. This is a survey done by the national government that are saying that we are always, and have been for the last 4 years, in the top 5 universities for student experience with teaching, student satisfaction with teaching. And that's because our staff are very good. It's not for any reason to do with me, it's to do with the fact that the staff are amazing and they are delivering a phenomenal experience to you. And you haven't perhaps had the benefit of going to some other universities that my children have been to, but I can assure you that the satisfaction levels here relative to my children's satisfaction with some of their universities is very high indeed. So you made the right choice coming to Bolton, because the teaching staff are committed to ensuring that your learning is the most effective. So my thanks to the teaching staff. And if you would join me if you're on the student body in thanking the teaching staff in the normal way. That would be really helpful. And of course, the university goes from strength to strength, and I don't say an awful lot more than that we're now in the process. We were very fortunate yet again to receive another government grant. We received a large government grant for the creation of the Motorsports Centre a few years ago now. We have another large government grant that's just arrived for our medical college, and the Bolton College of Medical Sciences is being formed. And there's a massive link with modern medical engineering technology and medicine itself. There's a massive link between the electronics, the electronic engineering and medicine. If you're watching a television program last night and watching the sorts of remote surgery that can go on in terms of both the 3D visualization of internal organs, there's a program on TV last night where two particular people were looking at both kidney stones and I think some ovarian cysts, and looking at a 3D model with a virtual reality movement in the center of the organs of this particular individual. It's fascinating to see the connection between modern technology, electronics, electronic engineering, computer science, virtual reality, and of course medicine. And of course that benefits us all. So you're at the real cusp here. Most exciting things that happen in your career life are at the edge of two disciplines, where you move from your main discipline into an area where you can assist, like for example, medical technologies. And the Bolton College of Medical Sciences will be part of that development, where we'll be looking at doing virtual reality and robotic surgery to develop a whole new cutting edge for the science of medicine linked to the science of electronics, computing and engineering. It's a great mix moving forward. And because the university started the Mechanics Institute, a technology-based institute looking at the technology and science of bringing people together for an industry, it's really important that we continue that development of the institution as it grows and expands. And that's one of the reasons we acquired Bolton College a few years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago now, because again, we looked at the progression routes between those on initial programs in further education, those on apprenticeships, and then those on degree apprenticeships moving into the professions. And it's really important that we have that growth route through. So all I wanted to say to you is congratulations on joining the Institute if you have done. It will serve you well for your career. Good choice to invest in education, even better choice to invest in Bolton, both the town and the university. And my thanks to you all for listening, and my thanks to our wonderful staff for supporting and teaching you, and for our student union for supporting these type of events as well. I probably said enough. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Professor. Next, we have Mr. Simon Wiggins, the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, Arts and Creative Technologies, joining us.
Which one am I speaking into? This one or this one? This one?
No,
this one. This one. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for coming. I'm not going to keep you long. There are many things that have been said already that are very relevant to today. The one thing that I would say is the Faculty of Engineering, Arts and Creative Technologies seems to me to be the perfect place for the IEEE membership to begin. What I want you to understand is this is the starting point of a much bigger thing for you. I think that the opportunity for you to collaborate across the faculty with other areas that we have within engineering, not just with computing, with the arts and creative areas, is very significant, and will give you the opportunity to really explore what you can achieve within your discipline and with others. The world is more collaborative than ever before. This type of environment that you've just begun to explore is central to that, I would say. Once we begin to develop these areas within the faculty, then we can go into other areas of the university, and I can see a rich growth then from there. But I thank you for doing this. I think this is a really, really impressive thing for students to do. It links in with everything that we stand for here. As the Vice-Chancellor has mentioned, we are a teaching intensive university, but we want you to be ready for the world that we're trying to get you prepared for. And this is part of that preparation. It's getting you into memberships such as this, getting you ready for the world, the exciting world that you're going to enter, and being able to collaborate across the areas that IEEE relate to. I think I'm envious of you now. As a student of years ago, I would have welcomed this type of opportunity. I think now is your time to embrace it, join, collaborate and grow. So thank you very much for doing this, and I look forward to seeing what's next in the presentations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Simon. Next, we have Mr. David Hassam, the University Group Director for Apprenticeships.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me here this afternoon, Lady Mayor, Consort. I'm just blown away this afternoon by the enthusiasm in the room and some of the presentations that have gone on before us. And one of the key things that is coming through to me very clearly are employment opportunities and how the IEEE can really enhance the work that's going on at the university at the moment. So, just slight technical. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to talk a little bit this afternoon about initiatives around knowledge exchange and business engagement that's currently going on at the university. And really what we've heard so far this afternoon, I think ties into these three brief points that I just wanted to make. It's a fantastic initiative to act as an additional catalyst for the university's new approach to knowledge exchange and business engagement, especially in the Faculty of Creative Technologies and the wider Faculty of Engineering. And the second point is really important. The IEEE initiative is really going to complement one of the university's overarching main aims, which is around opportunities to gain experience of employment and enterprise. So it's all about graduate outcomes, graduate opportunities, and you guys getting successful careers based on the excellent teaching and services you've had here at the university. In the current academic year, the faculty has already hosted a range of knowledge exchange and enterprise projects with a whole host of partners and organisations that have added real value to the curriculum in the faculty. And they've helped frame some exciting opportunities for the coming academic year. So we've built a really sound foundation to build on going forward. And then really just briefly, just discuss some themes around knowledge exchange and business exchange. In terms of business engagement, there's some really good examples in the university of where in the Institute of Management, the Law Clinic and the Accountancy and Business Tax Clinic, where this is providing really valuable experience for students to provide services to the community and help the community and local businesses around free legal and financial advice. And there's been some really brilliant examples of how that's really moved forward some of the organisations in the local area. We've got the Bolton Business Connect platform initiated by Bolton Council. The OOB is proud to be a sponsor of that platform. And that's about pulling together vacancies, opportunities for employment in the Bolton area and for graduates and for students of the University of Bolton. And it's a really collaborative project that's really adding value. And Nick's going to talk a little bit more about that in more detail later on. Sustainability. There's some work being done on sustainable propulsion, looking at electric vehicles. We're thinking about what's happening in the near future with perhaps electric buses, electric vehicles, and how we're going to need the skills, and the university being in the forefront of providing those skills and what's happening in the local economy going forward and the demands within the sector. Sustainable construction and modern methods of construction, again, is a really key sector going forward and is something that's really going to impact on this faculty. And you guys are going to be at the forefront of these new technologies and hopefully learning the new technology and the new methods. We're also, and the Vice Chancellor's already alluded to the simulation aspect. So talking about nursing, film and TV production, immersive learning, being able to use technology to walk into an accident and emergency department, you know, in real time and deal with that and simulate that. And that's a really valuable learning tool. Student placements are a really crucial part of the work with businesses and organisations, providing graduates and undergraduates with the opportunity to experience what it's like to be in the sector and work with those real organisations in the sector. and there's some work being done on how perhaps we can support employers to take on an undergraduate in a placement. Bolton Admission Fund is another aspect, the discretionary funding for early stage and startup student enterprises. So that's looking at really trying to help and support those, really new young startup enterprises and get them going and getting them established. And just returning to the top one on business engagement, there's a couple of things there. I could talk about the group apprenticeship offer all day. I'm not going to. But as part of the University of Bolton Group, digital is one of the key industries going forward where there is, enhanced demand for those skills. And working with Bolton College, mapping through those progression routes through to the university, we can provide some really good opportunities to the local economy to deliver the right training and match those skills gaps in Bolton and GM. And then just to finish off, it was just really to illustrate that the work we're doing with employers is evolving all the time. There's lots of initiatives and projects going on. I think it's great to have the IEEE. It's a wonderful opportunity. As it's been said already, it's really going to push the department forward, enhance the reputation of the institution. And we are working with a number of organisations locally and in GM, some very big, some smaller. There's a lot of SMEs in the local area, and it's important that we work with those as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Mr. Nick White from the Bolton Council joining us.
Good afternoon, everybody. I only found out I was coming here this morning. I'm brand new at the university, so I think this is probably part of my induction, really. So it's great to meet you all, and it's amazing to be here amongst such enthusiastic and passionate students about this particular student-initiated branch of the IEEE, which is a great thing to be part of. And what I would say is that I'm obviously not going to say a great deal because it's been my third week here, but what's really important for me is that it's obviously a really great time to be joining the University of Bolton, listening to colleagues this morning. It's a really exciting time for me and my new role, which is all about helping support all of you connect with great employers across the region, nationally and locally. There's already some fantastic work going on here at the University of Bolton, and I hope to be able to do some more of that and meet all of you at times as I begin to make my way around the university. So thank you for having me this afternoon. I'm sorry I haven't got a great deal more to say, but it's just great to be here, and thank you for having me this afternoon.
I'm so sorry for the mistake. The gentleman who spoke with us now was Mr. Simon. Next, we have Mr. Nick White joining us. You can let me just set up.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Madam Mayor, Consort, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very pleased to be here today to hear more about the IEEE. As has been mentioned, Bolton Council work very closely with the University of Bolton. It really is a fantastic asset for the town. And we try to work in partnership across a number of areas. My role is local economy manager, so I manage the business support team. I also manage the local employment support team as well. And we work across partnership with a number of faculties really to sort of grow the relationship and to make opportunities for local people and local businesses and create some sort of synergies. I'm going to focus on 3 areas today, just briefly. Firstly, look at the Town Centre Master Plan, particularly ideas around our Digital Innovation Hub. Secondly, look at support for startup businesses and existing businesses, both digital businesses, but also businesses that want to improve their digital footprint. And finally, just touch on something which Dave mentioned actually, our Bolton Business Connect portal, something we think is quite innovative and something which we're trying to promote very much in the future. So the slide there is really a graphic that's kind of touched on what I mentioned, what I'm going to focus on. So you can see in the left-hand side, we mentioned our Town Centre Master Plan. The council's put £100 million into our master plan to really reinvigorate, to really create a new vision for Bolton by 2030, to create a world-class destination as a town where people can live, work, study, and visit and invest. The boxes on the right-hand side really give an idea of what we do as Business Bolton. So not to go through them all in detail, but essentially it supports startups, property services, funding, etc. And the information on the bottom there, the call to action. So please do have a look at our websites, because that gives an idea of the support which we offer. So I think that's a nice one to start on. That gives a little bit more information on the Town Centre Master Plan. As I mentioned, the council's put £100 million in to really support the town centre investment. So work around land assembly, infrastructure, public realm. And we're also giving money and we're supporting the district centres as well. 4 areas you can see on the screen there. So Horwich, Farnborough, Little Leith and West Orton. Because we are a very diverse and a very large borough. There's over 280,000 people live in the borough of Bolton. So we do need to support everywhere as well as the town centre. In terms of the Wellsprings Innovation Hub, I think this is quite relevant, obviously, for this organisation and the sort of focus of today. We've been awarded 22.9 million in funding from the Towns deal, so that's a sort of national funding scheme. So we're delighted to achieve that money, and we're working on that to create some sort of it's gone. Okay, threw me there, sorry. Okay, so that additional funding of just under 23 million. That's really going to focus on some transformational projects, some key assets in Bolton Town Centre, again, which will grow the offer. So you can see there's work going to be ongoing to the library and museum to really build on our fantastic library and museum, which I hope many of you have visited so far. Upgrades to the famous Bolton Market, public realm work to improve green space, and also develop this Wellsprings Digital Business Innovation Hub. Those works are due to start at the dates which are shown in brackets. So you can see, for example, the Library Museum, the work's due to start in September 22. Now, in terms of the Digital Business Innovation Hub, obviously, it's a, digital and creative sector is a growth sector in Bolton. We are quite often asked for new properties, people looking to either move into town or grow their existing business. So this facility, which is situated opposite the Library and Museum, it's currently the home of the Bolton News, who are moving out, is going to be an incubation and startup space, particularly for digital and creative businesses, something really exciting. So there will be new office facilities for businesses of that type. Flexible working, obviously, which is very important now, particularly with COVID, sort of a hybrid approach, more people working from home, less sort of traditional office structure, if you like. The work there is due to start, as I mentioned, September 22, expected for kind of 2 years construction work. And currently, we're procuring through a hub managing operator via the Chest. I should have mentioned probably the Chest is the council procurement system. But that's the first step to get someone on board to really start to bring the project together. So really exciting, particularly for digital and creative businesses. But as I say, for any businesses really looking for new flexible premises in Bolton Town Centre. Just a little bit on what we do for businesses and how we support. And again, there may be some synergies for the people in this room and certainly for partners at the university. As I mentioned, the digital and creative sector is very strong in Bolton, but also many businesses developing a digital offer, which I think Madam Mayor mentioned. Obviously, no surprise there really that people became more digitally savvy during COVID. There's a lot of support out there. We do have some fully funded training support for all businesses in Greater Manchester. There's a program called Skills for Growth, which I've highlighted on the screen there. And that offers kind of bespoke training for individuals or businesses, both employees and leaders, to support with innovation, development, growth, particularly leadership and management as well, which I think is important, and skills. And we're holding our first Skills for Growth event on the 9th of June, where we're aiming to get as many businesses in the room as possible to really sell and promote the free support that's out there. So that's for existing businesses. We also have a range of support for startups, and I've just highlighted a few areas on the screen there. We run a Build a Business in Bolton program, which is managed by Bolton Library. There's other sort of innovative things, digital boot camps, which are really sort of high intensity programs to improve digital skills of business owners and employees. And of course, we do work very closely with the team at the University of Bolton in a number of ways to support startups. So the final area I'd like to touch on briefly is our Bolton Business Connect portal again, which was mentioned by Dave. We launched this last year. It was really led by the Bolton Economic Prosperity Group, which is a partnership of private and public sector partners in Bolton, including quite a few large employers and the University of Bolton. We wanted to create one business portal to support all businesses of all sizes and all sectors. We wanted it to be a focal point. We wanted to really share procurement and tender opportunities, everything that's happening in the town centre and across the borough. We want to make it easy for local businesses to get involved and hopefully win contracts. We use the site to share jobs and employment opportunities. And also, we use it to really sort of upskill local businesses and local entrepreneurs. How do, you know, if you're a small business, how do you bid for a large opportunity coming out of the council or Bolton at Home or the university? Sometimes you may need some support to put in tenders. So that kind of work is available and that kind of support is available through the portal. As was mentioned, university are, you know, a key partner. Thank you very much for the support with sponsorship, but also the other information which is forthcoming from yourselves. And we do use the portal as a mechanism to kind of connect employers with a talent pipeline. I think it's been said earlier, we're very keen to retain expertise in Bolton. You know, people like yourselves who study here, live here. We'd love you to find jobs in the local economy, good jobs with local employers. So again, we're very keen to work together with the university to look at that kind of knowledge transfer. I don't think I need to say very much on that really. I think I have covered that, but please do look at the website. We've got a very good demo video. So please have a look at the site, because it does tell you more about how the business can get involved and hopefully how you can get involved as well going forward. That's just a few contact details, myself and also the Business Bolton team. So thank you very much for listening. Hope that's been of interest, and please enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much, Nick. Next, we have Sam Johnson, the head of the School of Arts and Creative Technologies, joining us. Thank you, Sam.
Okay, can everyone hear me at the back? Yes, wave at the back. Yes, lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you ever so much, Madam Mayor and Consort, Vice Chancellor, and all of our other guests who've spoken this afternoon. Thank you also, again, once more, to all of our academic staff, all of our staff who've been supporting us throughout this very, very, very busy year. Could I say as well, it's fantastic to see so many of our students here. I mean, many of you I know anyway, because I've seen you on many Zoom sessions, meeting professionals from around the world. So it's great to see that you're still with us and you're still attending and enjoying the course. So I think what's been fascinating about the speeches, the talks so far, is that we've had a global perspective, a national perspective, a regional perspective upon industry growth, the importance of technologies and so forth. And what I'd like to talk a little bit more about now is the most local of developments, and speak a little bit about activities that have been going on within the computing department in this last year. This IEEE Adventure initiative is one of many, many fantastic developments that have taken place And that's down to the staff and students, a fantastic IEEE staff and group here. And what I'd like to talk about is the growth, the development of computing and where we want to go. In particular, I'm so glad Nick could join us because there are such opportunities for us as a department to be working with Nick, with the council, with local employers in order to have projects, internships, placements, and so on and so forth. So I really hope that the work we've been doing so far with the council will go on and flourish in coming months and coming years. But I thought it might be interesting for you to know the escalation of activity across computing and how important that's going to be for the university, but also for the town and the region. So I looked up at a few stats, and what fascinated me was that in the last 3 years, just in terms of the scope of this activity that you're all involved in, 3 years ago, we had 186 students in computing. We've now got 450. We had 14 postgraduate students. We now have 151. And 3 years ago, we had 32 international students. And today we have 175. And that doesn't include the 500 students that we have who are engaged in computing and digital related activities at all of our partner colleges and organisations, both across the UK and across the world. So you are part of a big movement. I'm not saying you should be out protesting with banners about it, but nevertheless, why not? You are part of a growing family, a community here at Bolton, here on C2 corridor, which is just about to be refurbished, which is absolutely fantastic, but also across the town, across the university group as well. The growth of the digital activities over at Bolton College are fantastic, and we're really furthering our conversations with colleagues over there to develop a whole suite of courses going from level 3 up to level 7. So you're part of a, as I say, it's not just an initiative. I see it as a fantastic adventure for us, this growth in this area, and it's fantastic that you're a part of that. So in terms of the courses that we also have now, as I say, many of you are postgraduate students. I know that who will be studying data analytics, which is a real boom area, software engineering, cloud and network security. But we have a whole range of new courses coming on board over the next 12 months, 18 months. And again, I think this is a sign of our confidence, our growing reputation. So we have courses coming on board in business analytics, health analytics, artificial intelligence, robotics. We're also looking at digital medical courses. We're looking at a whole range of a suite of courses, as I say, from level 3 to level 7 in association with Bolton College, looking at health analytics and health informatics. So there's huge growth in this area. And of course, also our research is gaining momentum. And I know many of you here today have been participating as students in collaborative research with staff members within the department. Again, this is fantastic to see this momentum building. So as I say, I'm very grateful to have been part of this. You know, I've been privy to the developments, to the initiative, to the hard work that's gone into getting us here today. As I say, IEEE is one of many achievements. Just this year, we had a fantastic hackathon, again with our friends at Bolton Council, and many of our computing students were involved with that. We had this fantastic November to Remember series of talks. We had 10 professional speakers from around the whole world talking to us, sharing their expertise. These are such exciting times for us. So really, I just wanted to, again, say a huge thank you to our guests for sharing this time with us, but to our staff who have been absolutely, they've been such a set of troopers. They're great. You know what I mean? I say run, everybody runs. It's absolutely fantastic. But also particularly to our students. You're such a credit to us. And it's fantastic that you're acting as ambassadors today, but ambassadors for Bolton across the world through our link with IEEE. So thank you to our students, staff, and to our guests. It's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam, for those kind words. As we get close to the ending of the program, I'd like to invite Dr. Celestine to join us on the stage, without whom this event would not have been possible. Dr. Celestine.
Thank you for coming. In Sweden, we say välkommen. That means you're welcome. Thank you for bringing your husband to this program. We appreciate so much. Someone said when you get married, you are two. I told them, no, you are one, so with special privileges and special things. So we appreciate that you endeavor to be here today. Thank you, VC, for coming. It's my first time of meeting him, even though I've been here 7 months, because everybody is busy. I know the dean was like, okay, we're going to have a time. And then someone told me he's always very busy. Just catch him up on the street. So then, but it's very nice. As a senior member of IEEE, this is the 3rd IEEE student member in Sweden as a board member in the Sweden section. And also, apparently from Sweden, because my family lives there, I went to China. And then in China, they were like, we don't have IEEE here. I said, come on, something needs to be done. And then we set up one. Not only that we set up one, we teamed up with the 6th largest sanitation or sanitary company in the world, Zoom Live. And then the students now go on in that place. And we have Tangshan, which is another Hunan that has about 80 million people. So when I came in here, I'm someone who's full of a whole lot of ideas. And I told, and when you have head of school like Sam, you put everybody on the motion. And then the dean is like, we are going to get it. So it's very nice that we bring up these ideas, and then with other staff who are cooperating. The goal is not just to have an IEEE like every other student union organization. No, I've been IEEE member for 20 years, and I started as a student far back in Nigeria. So I know the advantages. And I told the students, I've been here 7 months, I have 23 publications for the school. And that means I have worked, but because of collaboration, because I'm an IEEE member. And then my students sees that. I haven't been the research director, coordinator in the school. And I told them, I said, you are in this school, not just to have a certificate, but at the end of this school, we want to make sure that you can defend Bolton. You can defend University of Bolton anywhere. You can stand in anywhere, and then they can see the creativity that you carry. And then our students are all charged up. Everyone is ready. And I told them what we'll do and our staffs are doing is to bring out, because so many of them are actually well experienced. But what we do is to gather them together, put them at work. So IEEE always do what we call rebate. Rebate, that is discount. So we will need your support. We have the ideas to turn Bolton around. I can promise you that. And I know the students very well. They have the mentality to do it. Working with Bolton Council, working with the Bolton development, we know what to make it happen. As I'm talking to you now, one of them, if I call him now, will tell he has 10 ideas at the same time. So I'm only holding him, signing him row, so he doesn't get lost. So, and so many of them are like that. They have the ideas. And this school that I've come to see is a school of creativity. A school not just only teaching. Now we're expanding so much, which Sam and the dean is doing, in terms of bringing more lecturers for research. And I promised Paul Hollins, I said, in my 1 year of this school, I will have 50 papers. He said, I'll take you out. I'll take you out on a cup of coffee. And I said, it's possible. And Sam asked me during one time, he said, how can you sustain it? I said, no, you set up the machineries and things work by itself. You don't work too extra or not sleep at all. So we have what we take. So we really want to appreciate you for coming. Thanking the Vice Chancellor for giving us the opportunity to do this, because if he's not here today, that means he did not give us the support, for coming. And I heard you were not feeling fine. So for you to be here, we really appreciate. And on behalf of all the students and the staff, we thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you for coming for this occasion. Like the president, the chair says, RSVP, that means we have the rice and stew very plenty. And that's how we define our own RSVP. So we have something for students at the end. We encourage you, please support the students in whatever that the council can do. Put us in the loop. We have very good staff and they have very good ideas to turn this town around. If I have all the time, I will tell you all the projects we have carried on. And I will tell you all the projects the students are also planning. But if you don't use them, you will not realize that it is possible. What you're looking for, those days who say, what you're looking for in another town is right inside our pockets. And it will cost you less when you engage with us to make this work. As a voting, like you said, the first citizen of Bolton is to make this university great, to make it greater. And our job is to make it possible. We're here to fulfill your dream. Thank you very much. And I want to appreciate all the students for coming. Like Sam has said, this is just the beginning. We have so much in stock for you. Get ready, get involved. Thank you for coming. Thank you all the staff for appreciating. Felicia has been very nice. She's the program leader for engineering. Dr. Ansha is also there helping. We have Francis, who has been doing great. We have Abdul. We have our online. You see, our staff are very good on the technical, but we allow the students to practice what they do. Harland is doing well. We have Ellen, we have Williams. These are great teachers here, and our students know that. So we want to appreciate you all. But before I close, the chair will come out. I'm giving out. I want to begin what you call investing into the students. So I'm giving out £100 today to register 10 students who have not registered before. And then we did a raffle draw. 10 of them have been brought out. So the chair will close this up by reading the names, their registration number, and then you can get registered. Please, if you have any other support for the student, you're free to do so. I appreciate it, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
I know you've all clapped for yourself. Can you do that clapping again for yourself for being here till this time? Okay, because the students are dear to all of us, and they are actually the reason why we're here today. And that is the reason why everybody that is seated here is here today. We have decided to get 10 students to be part of IEEE today without them having to pay from their pocket. Okay, so we did it fairly. I know some students are looking, oh, it was fair. We have our social media person who actually used an application to do the sorting randomly, and we took the number of all the people that came here, and we were able to put it into the app, and then he gave us the 10 random numbers that I'm going to be calling out. Okay, however, we will still have some sort of discount. Already there's a promo going on for those of you that want to join with your money. We'll still have some sort of discount for all other people. So I'm going to read it out fast. If you hear your number, just know that you have been registered in IEEE. 211-8461. Okay. 211-3475. 211-3989. Nice. 2120458. 2119167. Nice. 2100765. Great. 2119715. 2119576. 2018301. Nice. And then 2120120. Okay, great. Can you put your hands together for yourself? And finally, just like I told you, we have refreshments. In just a minute, you will just be heading to D2006 and D2004, right? Where you can just, have a pack of what we have for you for being here today. But before then, on behalf of IEEE executives, the staff and students of the University of Bolton, Madam Mayor, the consort, we want to appreciate you for coming and spending your time with us. And to do that, I want to present you with this gift. All right, gentlemen and ladies, I wish you success even as you do your assignments. Yes, and you attend your lectures. Make sure you don't miss your classes. I have a lecture this afternoon and I won't miss it. So thank you once again, and see you. Make sure that you send us email, go to IEEE website, call us, whatever you need to know about us, fill the forms that we've given out to you, and we'll see you next time. Just head towards D2004 and D2006 for the refreshments. Thank you once again.